Awesome. Look, I'm trying to get Mina Shirakawa. I'm trying to get this post together on YouTube so we can let the world know that we are live. Hello, all, and welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson Jr. We got Deadpool back onto the scene with us. Deadpool, how you living today, my brother?
I muted it for a good reason, but pretty good. I don't know how this coming through, cause I got the microphone like in the mask.
No, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Look at that, see man. Look, I'm on some high tech, James Bond type of stuff,
I give
Shaking,
it
not
5
stirred.
minutes.
You say you give it 5 minutes?
Yeah, I give it 5 minutes.
I'm giving it 5 seconds. Give me a second.
Gee, I was like, it only lasts so long.
Make your hold your breath longer than a Navy SEAL. Whoever said that was a Wu-Tang song, ain't it?
My name is Darth Vader Deadpool.
All right, you see, man. There he goes, man. I
That's
gotta get my James Earl Jones, man. Rest in peace, man.
I was gonna give you 5 minutes. Like I'm pretty sure that mask feel like it's like a bag over your head. I'm pretty sure.
You know, it kind of is. See, now it's gonna disrupt me the whole. It's my fault, but I'll be fine. We soldier through. We march on, as they say.
Well, of course, and we always do, especially when the man Justin, the boss, slides in and says, "What's good, fellas? What's good, Justin? How you doing today, brother?" We gotta get into the breaking news. We gotta get into the breaking news. Usually, I'd be like, Devin, where do you want to go today? I feel like it's pretty much equivalent. I feel like we all can agree where we need to go at this very moment in time. And of course, that's WrestleMania. WrestleMania moves out of New Orleans. Of course, this is the news that just dropped just recently. And this is something that honestly, at least to me, is coming out of nowhere. Something that's just coming out of left field. And
he knew about it. The Rock told him.
Like, of course, it's speculated. Oh, yeah, Devin got the insider. Devin already knew throughout this whole time. Devin actually was the one that canceled it. Devin was like, Triple H, we can't do this. He's like, how dare you even think about coming to New Orleans?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
The bright side of this whole thing, of course, this is all coming from Brandon. I'm reporting this from Brandon Thurston.
I'm moving
WrestleNomics. He comes out and says that, however, New Orleans will host the 2026 edition of Money in the Bank. So the date and location, has yet to be revealed. However, New Orleans will host the 2026 edition of Money in the Bank. So although you don't get a WrestleMania, you get a Money in the Bank, which, I mean, isn't really an upgrade, but it's something. Devin, your thoughts on WrestleMania moving out of New Orleans?
Look, first of all, I think New Orleans had enough of WrestleMania because even when they announced it, I'm like, dang, they already had 30. Then they got 34. That's a 2. I'm like, that's all in the same decade, like, span of the 10 years of the 30s. I'm like, dang. So them getting 42, I'm like, I guess. And The Rock, I don't want to bring him up, but he the one that came out and announced it, with the Lil Wayne music playing and all that good stuff. So now they're not doing that, and now instead they're gonna get a Money in the Bank. Like, wasn't like Minnesota supposed to get WrestleMania, but they ended up getting SummerSlam instead?
I believe so.
Like, I can look at that and be like, okay, it's SummerSlam, and it's 2 nights, just like WrestleMania. But like to be like, yeah, you're gonna get WrestleMania 2 nights at the I forgot the name of the dome in New Orleans.
Is that not the Superdome or the Superdome, brother?
Yeah, I don't want to Hulk Hogan that thing. The Superdome. Whatever, he said the wrong one when it was in there. Yeah, the Superdome. But yeah, to have all that, you're gonna have a 2-night spectacle there. all that's gonna bring that to your city, and then they just like, nah, we're gonna give you Money in the Bank instead. And it's no disrespect to Money in the Bank. It's really not,
Yes, it
because
is.
I think it's not that far away from being a stadium show of its own. But yeah, that's pretty wild. And is it not confirmed, or just like smoke that is supposed to be going back to Las Vegas, or is it confirmed?
Hasn't been confirmed yet.
Because if it do, I don't know what to say, man. Because if you seen how them ticket prices was going there this year, just imagine if they go back there. That's how they probably looked at it. They like, man, you see how much money we got out of that? Let's do it again, And it's just, I don't know. I just, I feel like they pushing, this Indianapolis one back, and I don't like it. I have to do something. I ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, still
I'll
not
say
seeing it.
something, but I ain't gonna bust a grape, man.
Yeah,
With those
looking at it
rights.
coming from Sports Illustrated, latest report says WWE WrestleMania set to return to Las Vegas after New Orleans cancellation. That's the headline, but now reports indicate that the company will bring the biggest event of 2026 back to Las Vegas, the site of the New Year's record-breaking WrestleMania 41 event. NOLA.com was the first to report this, stating that leadership inside of WWE made the decision after the success of this year's event. The new leadership running WWE has decided they would rather hold next year's event in Las Vegas and see what the response is from fans, according to an industry official who wasn't authorized to be quoted by name. So I would take this with a grain of salt. Dave Meltzer even came out and
True.
said that Vegas isn't locked in yet.
This is true, but still, I mean, just to come out and have a whole hoorah about like, oh, it was gonna be in New Orleans. I mean, Grant, I feel like it's the Rock. They probably shouldn't have. If anybody else announced it, it would still be a concrete thing. I think just because he did it, it's like, well, you know what? Not gonna show up at WrestleMania. You know what? I said WrestleMania gonna be in New Orleans. I ain't gonna be there, and guess what? It ain't gonna be there either.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, and honestly, when
shout
you
out to
look
the
at it,
boss.
yeah, huge shout out to the boss. I mean, and even the boss comes in a very strange decision to move Mania 42. At this point, they should have went to London. I agree with that. Or hell, I mean, look, you got an
Yeah,
obligation here in Indianapolis. I mean, if you wanna come on here, if you wanna fill that obligation right now, make it quick. But honestly, like you said, they've gone to New Orleans. What, this would have been their third time?
okay, third time.
So, so I think they've already, I'm not saying they've worn out New Orleans, but I do think it's weird that this is just coming abruptly and this is coming out of nowhere. And now, as you mentioned before, you see how ticket prices were. And my bad, Lord, what's good, y'all? What's good, brother? How's you living, my guy? And that's one thing that really is bothering me about this whole thing, because Vegas, like you mentioned before, the prices insane, through the roof. People they were pretty much looking like Super Bowl tickets. You know, and so that's the last thing you want to see for people that want to have a good time. This is something that people want to bring their kids to. Like when we talk about the Super Bowl, when we talk about Major League Baseball and stuff, okay, if you want to bring your teenagers, if you want to bring your kids to something like that, then okay, cool. But like, this is Mania. This is something that's a attraction. This is an attraction for not only adults that grew up watching this, but for kids, as well. So the fact that you have to pretty much sell your house, your dog, your wife, and your kids just to get some Mania seats, just to get in the nosebleeds, just to get some binoculars to see Randy Orton, RKO, Joe Hendry. It's like you got to go through all this. Like, it's unnecessary. Exactly, your clap don't mean nothing. We can't hear it. If a brother claps in the nosebleeds, can you hear it? It's just like and nobody's around. That whatever that saying is. But honestly, I really don't like this move, because if you're really thinking about Vegas, that's just you being money hungry. But if it's true that they're going off fan reaction, hey, this y'all time. This y'all time to be loud and proud at this point.
It remind me of that Mr. Krabs when they was like, "Why would you open up another Krusty Krabs, Mr. Krabs?" Money.
Money, I'm telling you, that's
Like,
how it was.
why would you have WrestleMania in the same place as last year? Money.
It also says, as for New Orleans, the city will still get this year's UFC's 318 pay-per-view event. I gotta see who's on that, because I do love the UFC. And Money in the Bank 2026, and will reportedly get a different WrestleMania down the line. So, of course, and that's also coming from Dave Meltzer too. So that was the recent updates on the move to WrestleMania, that is just so weird and out of nowhere. Now, granted, I do think in Vegas, as obviously as we mentioned before, you're gonna get a whole lot more money. You're gonna get that Vegas traffic in there. That people are gonna love to be a part of that. You know, you've gotten so much, and you were able to do so much, and I think you were able to do that in New Orleans. You know, and hell, honestly, you know, just a little secret, I'll be over there in 2 weeks. You know, I'm gonna just drop that bomb. I'm gonna be over there in 2 weeks because I got family in Louisiana that honestly I haven't seen them in some years, and I ain't never been in Louisiana, so I get to taste some gumbo, some authentic gumbo.
He coming back with the gumbo.
Coming back with the gumbo, exactly. I'm gonna be looking like young boy when I
ain't
come
putting
back.
that pressure on you. I ain't putting that pressure on. I don't know if nobody could trust me with gumbo. You know, on the ride back, it's gonna be gone.
I'm gonna come back with face tattoos.
Okay,
I'm
but
come
well,
back with an attitude.
See, I'm gonna come back with attitude. That's gonna be the attitude era of the heel turn, y'all. That's how it start. He gonna come out. We gonna have like the fireworks, like
I'm telling you, I'm gonna come out
it'll
here
be
ringing.
somebody sitting there already. You yank them out the chair. Hello, all, and welcome back to the attitude era of the heel turn.
I'm gonna hit up with them alligator spins, man. That's how we do it, man. I was wrangling alligators in Louisiana. I was in them swamps. Crikey, man. I was looking like dark skinned Irwin, man. Dark skinned Steve Irwin. Look, I was in there just doing a pencil walk through the swamps.
Hey, you know what? I have nothing. You know what? I got nothing to say. I really don't. I wish I did though.
I apologize. I didn't mean that. But
I'm just picturing this man creeping out the swamp.
Since we're on topic of people going forward and also more opportunities being available for other people, of course, we have the one, the only Mina Shirakawa being signed officially to AEW. In the words of a bald man that's across the street, it is official. Devin, Mina Shirakawa signs to AEW. Of course, we've seen her for the past year and a half. I want to say year and a half. You know, she's done some great work with Mariah May. You know, we've seen her twice. Look amazing that she did. Amen. God is good. But Devin, your thoughts on Mina Shirakawa signing to AEW, and are you a Mina fan?
I am.
He said I am. See, he was mesmerized by how I was doing it.
I messed the whole camera up, you know. See, look, that's the Mina effect.
He was mesmerized with my Mina shake, man.
See, man, I'm done. That was the camera, not me.
That was the camera, not me. It got his camera out of focus, man. Look, that's how I be doing it, man.
You know what? Look, I'm finna keep focus on AEW's newest signee of Mina. I think this is a great signing, and it's crazy because like she's fit so well in that Toni Storm and Mariah May story over the past year that I kind of felt like she was signed there. So that, I mean, that's, you know, I don't want to, how can I put it? To me, it's like, okay, it's official. Now she's gonna have her title match with Toni Storm at Double or Nothing this Sunday. So I mean, we'll see. I think, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put my prediction out there now, just to throw it out there. She's gonna beat Toni Storm.
Oh,
she's gonna do it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You know,
I don't know about that.
I might not have that little Morgan magic like I used to, but you never know.
I'm gonna disagree, but I will add on to that. I will say if Mina Shirakawa wins, then Mariah May is definitely re-signing with AEW because we gotta have some type of reverse storyline to where Mina Shirakawa was champion and she, you know, Mariah May tried to murder her best friend. It's just stuff like that. You know, I could definitely see a storyline like that showing up, and Mariah May still posting AEW pictures, even though I want to see her in NXT. But she definitely got it. Mina Shirakawa is All Elite. Owner Tony Khan announced Wednesday night in a social media post during the Dynamite Overrun that she is officially signed with the company. So of course, she announced her Stardom departure. That was a while ago, and her intentions to move to the United States and join AEW. And honestly, I mean, she's done some impressive work in AEW. We've seen her. I mean, she 2-0 when we're there. So I mean, we're her good luck charm. If he was gonna say, we should have been there at the contract signing. Honestly,
no, we should be there for the title match. Talking about the contract signing, we should be there for the big match.
Yeah, we got to be there for the big match, the big match. Exactly. Hell, look, AEW announced they're gonna have like a row of AEW Dynamites and Collisions throughout the month of July. And so me and Devin are gonna go through all of them. We're gonna treat them like grams, like pops. Bang, 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 bang. We're gonna go through all of them back to back to back to back. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through all of them. So outside of
I ain't gonna do the rest of it. I just can't.
I
was going to, but
if you gotta get it off your chest, he gotta get it off his chest. It's gonna
stay there for right now.
It's gonna stay there for that right now. I mean, Justin said, good for Mina signing with AEW. Big fan, respectfully, but not liking how they're using her already, putting her in the top spot already just for her to lose and then drop down the card is dumb. I mean, you got to give something. You got to give something for Toni Storm to do. You know, Toni Storm and Megan Bayne already went back and forth. Toni Storm, like AEW has a decent amount of women, but they don't build them properly to where you don't see them as comp. You know, there is no competition. You know, at least you don't see nobody as a threat towards Toni Storm's title. And if you do, I mean, you don't really have that much hope that they're going to get a push or really build the way they're supposed to. And you look at Mercedes Moné, you know, Mercedes Moné has to go outside of the company and fight, but that's because she has 4 belts. And of course she's doing her thing. So obviously, you know, you got to let her live her life. But, you know, Toni Storm, Tony Khan, and Kenny Omega are really, I think, messing up this division, this women's division, and something needs to be done because I haven't been entertained recently. I can't say anything about you guys. I don't know how you guys feel about AEW Dynamite and the women's division, but I just haven't been a fan. And the great talent there. Love me some Willow Nightingale. Love me some Willow Nightingale. I mean, me and Devin was there in Chicago during the cage match. We saw Mina Shafir hit the corner. We looked at each other. Was like, you know, hey, look, Roderick Strong might not even be that strong. You know, Roderick weak ass. You know, it is what it is.
Roderick weak, man. Get up out of here, man. You got to put strong in your name. That should tell you something.
Exactly. He can't do nothing when it's 2v1. It's like, what you gonna do with this 2v1? We go. You ever see that? You ever see that episode of Drake and Josh where Megan's boyfriend, they called Megan's boyfriend cheating and they was about to jump him and then it transitions over and they on the couch like all beat up. Like, come through. Like, it's like, man, Roger Shaw, can you fight? We're gonna be in the hotel room. Like, can you pass me the Band-Aids? Like
so I'll be looking like Yamcha, dude. I'll be laid out.
I'll be laid out.
I forgot how we got here now. Oh, I got it.
Oh, my bad. Huge shout out to Kenny. I mean, huge shout out to Lord. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Yeah. Huge shout out to Lord. He says, what's Kenny role? Is he a writer? No, he was always boasting. And he always talked about, at least when the company first started, spoken highly about the women's division, spoken highly about some of the women that he picked, the Hikaru Shidas that just re-signed to the company, you know, the Rihos of the world, you know, and he did a great job early on. He stacked up AEW with some talent, like, and Tony Khan too. I'm not going to sit here and say that Tony Khan was sitting here like, oh, Kenny, you could do that, and then I'll just come over here and do whatever else you need me to do because I do everything you know, Tony, you know, I just, you know, it's just like I'm just going off of what Javon Evans is saying. I'm just, you know, I'm not trying to portray Tony Khan as anything else of what Javon Evans is saying. But yeah, I'm just going off based off that and just Kenny and Tony Khan's word. And a huge shout out to Justin. He says Roddy out here catching strays. Man, Roddy gonna catch more than strays. Roddy gonna catch a beatdown from Marina Shafir. Look, he don't know her. We know her. Because when the violence starts,
man. The violence start.
I don't
care how big it is, Paul.
Exactly. The violence begins. And you know the violence gonna begin when Mina Shafir walk in. Yeah. Bring me that briefcase. Yes, ma'am.
I want to know what's in the briefcase.
Yeah.
I want to know what's in the briefcase.
Give me that briefcase. Hey, but Key, you still got that straw hat? You still got that. He's like, you still got that? You still got that straw hat? I need a favor. No, okay, I'm done.
See what I'm saying? It ain't even at the hours yet.
We got an update. We got a Zoey Stark update. It is not necessarily an update. It's more so a response. She thanks the fans following the injury she sustained, and it was a disgusting injury. because of course she was in a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier match with Kairi Sane and Rhea Ripley. And what I want to say, maybe 2 minutes in, I'm not saying that's a clowner, but like literally 2 minutes in, Zoey Starks comes off the springboard. She comes off the ropes and tries to hit Kairi Sane with a missile drop kick, but it looks like one of her legs went, forward, and the other leg just landed straight down. I don't know if she tried to stop herself. Maybe Kairi Sane missed the cue. Maybe Zoey Starks tried to stop herself. I don't know what happened, but it looked like she just tore everything underneath. If I'm just be honest with you, it looked pretty bad. And so in saying that, Zoey Starks is going to be out of action for a little bit. She came out and said, "Wow, the love and support means more to me than you'll ever know. What hurts more than my knee is knowing that I won't be able to perform for all of you guys for a while. I love what I do, and I'm blessed to do this. As the saying goes, the comeback is greater than the setback. Love you guys, start marks." The speculation will be that Zoey Starks tore her ACL, but she did not go into specifics regarding her injury in the post, and WWE has not announced a possible recovery time either. Devin, I texted you when we were watching Monday Night Raw. We saw the injury. Your thoughts when you saw what took place and Zoey Starks going forward?
Well, I put it like this out of context. I know you'll clown me for this, but shout out to my barber, Welch, because I will
Sorry,
say Saturday. I know it's one day I'll love to indulge y'all how this man, want to call me anytime I bring up my barber, which, hey. But on Saturday when I was getting my hair, clipped, he had pitched, for like Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker. He was like, what if like Zoey Stark joined in there? She ain't doing nothing, and I'm like, I ain't think about it. But I mean, granted, in terms of like on the mic, nobody really, was like, oh man, you heard that Zoey Stark promo or like, but in the ring she could go. It's just the character thing is trying to figure that part out. So I was like, you know what, cool. Then that happened. I was just like, oh man, But I only bring that up in terms of I always look at injuries there as unfortunate as they are, and that's why it's such a thing of being as careful as you can be because anything can happen at any moment, and it's unfortunate as to what happened with her knee, and if it's a torn ACL, in terms of like I try to put all this in terms of bringing that pitch that he had. I'm not trying to put the timetable of that storyline being still a strong point by the time she returns. But this could be the point of trying to repackage herself because it's not really been working to this point, like from when she had a world title shot with Rhea a couple years back. So I would, like I said, to me, I looked at this with like Wesley when he had his injury. Like maybe take this time to go rethink your image. And it took a bit, but he kind of did. And that's why I'm like, it's not really, a setback, just a time to kind of give you a chance to get away from this, fans. And then when you come back, you can come back with a different, maybe less high flying. Maybe she can start with more ground maneuvers. That way, in terms of trying to like, it is, I guess, cool for her to do the high flying maneuvers, but maybe cut back on them a bit. But I put all that into a box to say, I hope I wish well for her recovery. It's very unfortunate because especially Money in the Bank qualifier match. Who's to say if she won? We don't know, but hopefully in the future, this could lead to something for her. It was just the way you see. I probably shouldn't. I left off. I started off with my barber story, and you over here. See, this man gonna bring up his barber.
No,
You make
that's
it
that's
seem
the
like I
thing.
brought up like this dude at the gas station told me, "You don't know nothing about wrestling. Let me tell you something, your blood."
No, I just can't
Now
believe
that's
this
how
dude.
you start.
You the only person in life in history to be having booking decisions on the barber seat. To be talking about booking decisions. Like this man literally be sitting like you be just be sitting there like getting your neck leaned back. Oh yeah. So when Zoey Stark when she comes up to the Judgment Day and when she destroys everybody, yeah. Can you want me to lean my head back? Yeah. So when you want when Zoey Stark, it's like
You know what that sound like to me? That's all like jealousy. That's why you mad because
Jealousy?
you don't go to the barbershop and get to have a booking meeting or a pitch meeting. You know, it ain't my fault everywhere I go wrestling follow.
See, that's why Devin be. That's how. See, Devin be in the barber seat. Oh, so you think Liv should win the Money in the Bank briefcase? I'm gonna you that. I'm gonna write that down. I'm
No,
gonna
okay,
write that
now
down.
that was all me. That was all me. That was all me.
He
That
said,
was all in here. That was
he
all
said
that
that
was
was
all
all. That was all
DC.
in here. Yeah,
That
no,
was
he said
me.
that
It was just me,
spontaneously.
Oos.
I almost fell off my. Almost jumped off my second story balcony, but it was okay.
See what I'm
I would
saying?
have survived, but I would have just been hurt, like my feelings were that day.
I was just trying to give outside insight, and this is what I get in return.
Yeah,
But shout
yeah.
out to Zoey Starks though, man. I.
Shout out to Zoey Starks. She's a really awesome talent. I would like to see her do what you said all that she would do in NXT. But because I'm saying that as in you don't want to just put her on the main roster, just shoot her off right out of the gate. All right, I want to see. Okay, Zoey Starks. We already got Roxanne Perez on Raw. You got Julie on SmackDown. Let Jordan Grace, if Jordan Grace is going to defeat Stephanie Vaquer, and Stephanie Vaquer gets that phone call and she goes up, let Jordan Grace go on this amazing run. Then maybe after Zoe Starks gets healed up, she could be the next challenger and we can see where we can go from there. But I do agree, yeah, those high flying maneuvers that she was doing, these springboards, look, these suicide dives, all that's like what she's one of the talents. Not even I don't even got to put a gender to it. Men and women. She's one of the wrestlers that 90% of the time, not 90% of the time, excuse me, 40% of the time, when you see her come off the ropes, like hell, the last Money in the Bank, she almost knocked herself out. Hell, look, you had Io Sky land her with that. Oh man, I forgot something driver. It's not a missing. I don't think it's a Misonoku driver, but I'm a just misquote and say it's a Misonoku driver. She smacked that on her on top of the ladder, almost killed her. But I'm going look. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Please correct me. But she also hit a springboard off of the. It was like a springboard. God damn it! I know these wrestling moves, but I'm spacing off on them.
I can do them. I just don't know the name.
Right, exactly. I can do them too. I do them every day. It's like, but she landed on. I remember her vividly hitting her head on top of a ladder as well in a Money in the Bank match. Like 90% of the time, when I see her jumping off the top rope or her flying somewhere, I don't have much faith in where she's gonna go. And so I definitely think this would be a wake up call to expand your career and for you to not only take a step back, and see what you can improve on character wise to make this next move a huge splash, because now you're seeing what WWE is doing to talent that does get injured a frequent amount. Zoe Stark has seen her fair share of time on the bench. Nikita Lyons, just going right off the bat. Wesley himself, you've seen the guys like Dakota Kai, you've seen the Cora Jays of the world, talent, Braun Strowman's, that has seen their fair share of injuries and get the boot unexpectedly, whether you've seen them on TV or not. So I definitely am wishing the best for Zoe Starks. Lauren comes out and says that I feel there's a lot of people that need to cut back on high risk moves unless you're naturally talented at flying like Penta or Phoenix. You should change as you get older. Devin, your thoughts on that?
Oh, exactly. I feel like every wrestler or performer should like have that in their mindset because your body gonna age. Everybody not Rey Mysterio. That's the only exception I'm gonna give right now. And yeah, because exactly like Ray Phoenix or Penta, they make those moves look easy as gracefully as they can. Not everybody can do that, and not everybody should do that because it's just some people. And as you like, and I like that point at the end. You should change as you get older because just most, what I'm saying. If I'm constantly, doing this and I can't keep doing it like I used to, why would I keep doing it? I got to change up my arsenal. Look at John Cena. He went the other way. He said, "Man, I'm gonna start doing hurricanranas. I'm gonna start doing springboards. You know, everybody not John Cena though. So point being, you know, as you get up there,
No, but that's
you know,
the
I'm
thing.
learning
Like,
it too. My shoulder, you know, this whole time is literally, you know, is raggedy, but we still making it work.
you know, see, that's the crazy. That's why you don't catch people. See, people be flying. Devin just don't catch. Devin be, oh, my bad. You wanted me to catch you? Oh, now you just lay it on the floor like that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. And I
Oh,
didn't know.
this guy, he'll Samoa Joe somebody real quick.
Devin, I was like, Devin will quail up. Devin will come together like quail,
Quails,
and then
man.
and then just vanish. Oh, you. I was supposed to catch you. My bad. I was out of position. I
Look,
was,
man,
I was
I would never, cause I'd be like, I ain't trying to be found backstage after that, dude.
true. Well,
Then
just
again, after that, I don't know what you gonna do after that. What you gonna do? You know, you already done landed on the floor. You know,
at that point, yeah, there's nothing you can
I'm
do.
like, yeah. If anything, it's easy pickings for me. Okay, let me stop.
You literally just hit the floor right next to him, roll over. I'm sorry.
That sounds so sinister. I'm sorry.
Well, Justice says definitely feels like Kyrie was out of position, but I don't blame her for Zoe's injury because she's been out injured, so she's gonna be off. Prayers and speedy recovery to Zoey Starks. Yeah, and look, can you see Kyrie like she runs to the ropes, then she like runs back all like shocked, and then you see Kyrie saying, excuse me, you see Zoey Starks in the position that she was in. As Zoey Starks, I feel like at that point, there's no need to stop yourself. I feel like at that point, your best bet was just whiff the springboard. Because I feel like she tried to land on her feet, but you didn't have enough space with Kyrie Sane literally right there. She probably went farther than where she thought she was going to go and didn't know if Kyrie Sane was going to be ready. So she tried to catch her. Like, you could obviously tell she's always started trying to catch herself, and she was just too late. And so just a really, really unfortunate injury. And you can't blame Kyrie Sane because, as Justice said, she has been out with the injury too. So, she's had some time off as well. But huge shout out to the professionalism of Kyrie Sane and Rhea Ripley. They finished that match strong, and I definitely would love to see a 1v1 match, with them together too as well. I feel like that would be a banger too. I'm gonna save this one for later. That'll be the last thing I talk about. Let's get into AEW's Anarchy in the Arena because that has officially been announced. When like Devin literally cried. I heard he like ripped off his shirt, fell to his knees. Yeah, I prayed for that. I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this. Like this man was like, I heard he was going nuts.
Wave to
Like,
do it. Wave to do it. I'm done.
yeah, I was like, I heard he was dancing with his Deadpool mask on. I was like he was going
Danny
crazy.
Garcia, man.
Danny Garcia. But unfortunately, Danny Garcia is not in this match. Danny Garcia will not be in this match.
Hurt.
So of course, AEW's Continental title will be on the line of part of Sunday's AEW's Double or Nothing as well. Of course, they give you the match card through and through, but also confirmed on Wednesday with the 12 participants for Sunday's Anything Goes Anarchy in the Arena match. On one side, we're led by the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and the Young Bucks and Marina Shafir taking on Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, and of course the AEW Trio Champions, the Ops, Samoa Joe, Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and the beautiful Willow Nightingale. Now, of course, you've seen them get into a kerfuffle of Wednesday after Strickland, Joe, and Hobbs trios win over the Young Bucks and Jon Moxley as well. So it looks like the match card is set. We're going to go through it a little bit later. But Devin, are you thrilled? Are you enthralled with this Anarchy in the Arena match?
You know, after like watching last night and like just seeing like how it ended, and like the Young Bucks came out, and then I forgot what happened after that. A whole bunch of stuff happened. I've seen like 2 tables get set up. I was just like, dang, they ain't leaving nothing, for this Sunday. That's how epic it's gonna be. So like, I can't wait because like if they did all that on Wednesday on TV on an overrun, what you think they gonna do on pay-per-view? What you think they gonna do? So I mean, it's a little bit of bull jive going
Yeah.
on here. But it's up to you to find out if it's from me or the match itself. So there's that.
So there's that. In conclusion,
I don't want to be.
honestly,
I
I
don't
ain't
want
look.
to.
I
I don't
ain't
want to
look.
be. I don't want to be that guy this time. Everybody has to be a villain.
Everybody has to be a villain. Look, I mean,
I know
somebody has to be a villain here.
somebody wants this because I've seen people. Oh my god, it's the greatest ending to AEW ever. Yeah, So hey, to
Oh
each
yeah, there's
his.
people that love this stuff. But
So it's gonna be
I'm not an
great.
anarchy. I'm not an anarchy in the arena fan. Never have been. I'm gonna watch it still. Obviously, I'm not gonna just I'm not just gonna run away from the TV as soon as it comes on. But huge shout out to Justin. He says the one thing that makes no sense is Gabe Kidd being involved with the Death Riders and the Bucks, yet he's not a part of the match. Yeah, that's true. He did. That was so random. That was so, and even when me and Devin was there, we was just like, "Who is this dude?" He pulled off the
Man, he told me like 4 different people, and then he finally was like, "Oh, you're a gay kid," and I'm sitting here going like, "Yeah, that is so and so." No, 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 that's so and so. Yeah, you right. No, 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 it's so and so. Then we finally like, "Oh, that's gay kid." Oops,
It took me a minute. It definitely took because I was like, "Oh, that's Oni Lorcan." Like I was like, "That look like Oni Lorcan over there with his ugly ass." I was just like, "Look at him."
I'm like, it sure is. Like,
After like the fourth, I was just like staring at him. I was like, "Yeah, that's Gabe. Okay, that's Gabe Kid." I was like, I've seen this man before." But I mean, I'm a fan. I'm not a Gabe Kid fan. Like I follow him everywhere, but I've seen him wrestle twice, and I don't think he sucks. I don't think he's awful. So I mean, a huge shout out to Gabe Kid. Yeah, him not being involved
I'm
in the
gonna get
match,
out my seat and leave.
but I think that kind of tells you, he's going to be involved in the finish. He might be the reason why the Death Riders run away with this, obviously. And that's another reason why I don't want to see this, because if the Death Riders win, you're literally just killing AEW. Like you're just beating them down every time. Like this isn't like Triple H level where you see him like just on his Triple H
It's totally
power of
different level,
terror.
man.
Where oh, what, I don't want to work Tuesdays. Let me just keep beating. Let me just keep destroying guys. Let me just keep, in the words of Roman Reigns, smashing them. I'm just gonna keep smashing, which is do you? But just seeing how things are faring out with Jon Moxley, like bro, you're beating AEW down to the ground. It is completely unnecessary. There's no reason for you to win this match. Please drop this title immediately. So that's the only reason why I'm watching this match, so I can see Jon Moxley lose. If he doesn't, I literally have no faith. I might just stop watching AEW until he drops the title. I might just boycott. That just might be the move.
Hey, I'm just taking the route that you and Justin, shout out to Justin, help me find. I'm not even gonna let them get me to that point. I'm just gonna, I'm Squidward. I'm gonna let them do what they gonna do. It's gonna be anarchy in the arena. And I think John Moxley ain't even gonna win because I don't see why he would lose. Because I'm kind of hurt because I thought he was gonna be like in a match, to lose the championship, but I guess not. So I mean, if that's not what we talking about, then I ain't.
And then you throw the Young Bucks in there, it kind of makes everything a little worse. It's the worst. It's whatever. It's whatever.
Let me stop. I can't do it.
All
I
right,
showed
let's
him.
get into this bull jive, man. Let's talk about this bull jive news that we have here. Devin, are you a Street Fighter fan?
Hey man, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not doing it. I had it next to me, but I'm not doing it. What else? Shout out to Street Fighter. Hadouken. We've been Hadouken it, for years. Actually, to be honest with you. I remember back when it came out, what was that in the 90s? What was that dang, how you say his first name? It's like Van Dam. People thought it was Rob Van Dam, brother.
Oh yeah, I forgot
But
his name though.
but yeah, I'm just spitballing on my Street Fighter knowledge. But yeah,
So I'm
I'm a
assuming.
huge fan. I ain't played in a while, but if I get back on the sticks with somebody, I hit him with the Hadouken.
So I'm assuming you heard the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the notification this morning. Of course, I wouldn't forget. Roman Reigns
I
in
ain't
the
got a big enough
next
camera.
Street
Pause.
Fighter. Now, just going through it right here, he would join a cast that includes Jason Momoa, of course, on Aquaman, but of course, we don't really care about that. We care about him being in Minecraft. Andrew Koji from Bullet Train, and Noah Centineo. I know him. He was on the Fosters, right? He was on the Fosters. He was on Blue Beetle.
He was down the street.
Let me see. He was on the Fosters. He was on Blue Beetle. He was on
See, he said that about Aquaman, but he mentioned Blue Beetle.
He was on Shazam.
I seen that, but I don't remember. It is no offense. Like I don't know. Shazam, like even a bad movie, it's just like I never watch it again.
Oh no, I wouldn't watch it again either. I definitely wouldn't watch it again. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Thank you. That's what. See, because I just couldn't. I could see his face. I could see him kicking somebody in the face and everything, and I couldn't get his name out. See, and it's gonna be me next getting kicked in the face.
So of course the film is based on. Well, we ain't gonna. I don't really know. Let's not describe the film. I mean, look, if you want to play it, play it. Look, that's all we got. That's all we're gonna do there.
You want these hands? Meet me in the street. We can fight. Call that Street Fighter.
Deadline described Reigns as a pro wrestler born Liati in Hawaii. Liati Joseph in Hawaii, with one of the longest world title reigns in the history of WWE, which is Cap. That's Cap. Look at that, y'all exposing yourselves.
What do you mean Cap?
That's Cap. Oh, he the longest reigning WWE champion.
He one of. That's what they should have said. One of. You know, one of. One.
With
of.
one. Okay, with one of. Okay, sure.
With one of the most longest reigning.
With one of the
he was
longest.
Long. CM Punk went to AEW and came back to WWE, and Roman was still champion. You know, people lives then changed drastically while he was champion. Babies grew up while this man was champion.
For 3 years, people's babies grew up. People at 3 years old, if you were 3,
how many birthdays?
You were probably a Cody Rhodes. You just grew up to be a Cody fan at that point.
Hey, how many birthdays is that though? That's about 3 of them, ain't it? Come on, now.
Ask Bruno Sammartino.
You growing up? How many Christmases is that? How many 4th of July's is that? How many spring breaks is that? You know, like it's just life evolved. You know how many times I grew and cut my beard while he was champion? Many a times.
Bruno Sammartino was a dog, man. He was like, y'all want me to wrestle twice in a month? Damn. And I gotta defend this title.
See?
He said, y'all get on my nerves. This what? I'm in year 7. And y'all still can't touch, man. See,
Roman could have did it too, but nobody could take that. Nobody could take that.
Cody took it, and if Cody didn't take it, it would have been somebody much.
Well, look, we ain't gonna bring up Cody. Cody had it for a year, and you see what happened. Because if that was
Roman at Mania, who you got? Nobody could take it, and nobody could take it.
I'm like, hey, run that interference, run that DQ now. Get somebody that's not even in the family. Like
it's gonna be you in the black hood.
It's gonna be me in a hoodie, man. I'm like, hey, nobody, no contest. So
nobody.
Can I get a trilogy?
Can I get it? That is the trilogy.
Maybe my cop out. My cop out for like matches. I don't know who's gonna win. Just give me a trilogy, and I'll figure it out in the end. Man, you know, whoever needs it the most is who I'm gonna let lead out the trilogy. But at the same time,
Roman need it the most?
See, that's my point. But that's my point. You see, there you go. See, did I ever say at one point Roman gonna win at the end of the trilogy? That's why I said I wanted a trilogy. That way, you know, each person can get their dub, but Jacob Fatu gonna be the one that'll get the final one. Because there's nothing else Roman would need from that. Actually, in all honesty, all 100% honesty with you, even no trilogy, throw the trilogy out the window, throw my cop out away. I got Jacob Fatu for it. Because Roman wouldn't need it whatsoever. You know? Solo could have beat Roman on the Netflix premiere.
Man, in the words of Randy Orton, man, no enhancement needed.
You know exactly.
No.
I just wasn't expecting you to pull that one out.
But Roman is also in talks to play Akuma, one of the franchise most popular characters. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't play the game. I only play the free trials. I only play
No, I ain't gonna lie. I just like my mind just think of like Ryu and I can't even think of the other one with the look. I play the game, but don't even know. I'm more of a Tekken guy. I was a
I'm
jam.
more of a Tekken guy. Tekken is nuts. I ain't gonna lie. Tekken
Law
is
was
nuts.
that dude.
There we go. Let's see if we can.
Oh, I thought it was that. Oh, that's
There
gonna
we
be
go.
kind of crazy right there. Oh, he gonna be him, man. I'd be whooping him, man. I'd be mopping the floor
I'll
with
be
him.
whooping him.
Upside down, left, right, side, man. I can't stand. They can't got my tribal chief playing that weak character, dude. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He
The
is one of like
Tribal
them.
Chief playing that weak character is insane.
I'm kidding. No, that's literally why they got him playing him because that dude is he one of them. I mean, granted, I'm out the flow with him, but he one of them though.
He ain't no Samoa Joe though. I don't know. He ain't no Samoa Joe.
Man, ain't a lot of
Samoa Joe was
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal, man, the dog. And someone who was a dog, man. The Notorious Dom. What's good, fam? You always roll with Fatu or whoever fighting solo. Look, I agree with that. I agree with that. Although I do love me my solo balls. I do love me some solo though.
I love you.
I love me some solo. Dom, the Notorious Dom, says he only gonna play that role if Roman gets off his couch and show up for the shoot.
Hey, they gonna shoot it from his house.
He got that Dwayne Johnson set up. I'm telling you.
He gonna get that green screen.
I mean,
it's a terrible idea, but it's been done.
He gonna show up 5 hours late.
Stop it. See, man, this is terrible.
He gonna have his assistant, carry something, it's like Roman gonna be bad. Roman gonna be bad. He gonna be on Dwayne. He got it in his blood.
He gonna be a humble tribal chief. What are you talking about?
A humble tribal chief.
He gonna be the first one on set and the last one to leave.
This is not true. This is not true. I feel like this is. You want me to put this bubble shit on? You want me to put this? I'm not feeling this. You ever see that? What do they call those when they got that green suit and they got the little bubbles on it?
Oh, you talking about the mocap suits?
The mocap. That's what it's called. Mocap, man.
Some type of motion capture. Yeah, I was trying to.
So motion capture. Now that I officially know the exact definition, instead of mocap, it's called motion capture. It's like
I ain't even mean it like that. I was just when you said green suit, I'm like green screen. Then you said the little, little round things. I'm like, well, that's motion cap. Meet motion cap. See, you got me messing up the word. See, there you go. Hey,
shout out to Lord. Dom says he's gonna live that Zoom life, Devin.
Oh, does he? I'm telling you, they're gonna shoot the whole movie on Zoom for him. They're gonna have to like, CGI like his face onto the like actual, it's gonna be me playing the character, but like they got Roman face on it. Ain't nobody gonna know the difference. I promise you. I knew it.
You remember them people that be texting? Like I'll never forget when I was in Arizona, I got a text from Michael Jackson. He texted me. He was like, "Hey man, my name Michael Jackson." He was like, I'm really alive. Like I'm not dead, but if you could send me $500 so I could get, I'm just like,
sorry, I ain't mean to let I kind of because I started remembering this and I was kind of like, Michael Jackson texted you.
Yeah, it's gonna be Roman face, but it's gonna be my body, and then I'm gonna be walking around like Roman, and then and then I'm gonna pretend to be Roman.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, you gonna be that dude. You gonna be doing his cameos. You gonna be sitting out cameos. Hello, it's the big dog.
It's gonna be like Kane when they had the fake Kane. It's gonna be like a fake. I ain't gonna
May 15th. May 15th. Was that May 15th? Was it the 15th or was it May 5th?
May 5th.
10th?
See, now he got me messing it up.
It was May 5th or May 5th. I know it's a 5 in there. It's a 5 in that mug.
Shout out to Big E. But
May 15th, May 5th, or May 5th, one of the two. Get out of my head. I gotta kill people now. May 19th. God damn it. May 19th. Thank you, Notorious Dom. I thought it was.
Look, I had him on the woods. He May 10th?
May 19th.
I was like, May 5th it is.
See, people would just randomly crash out, bro. He was trying. Didn't he try to throw Shane in a dumpster fire or some type of fire?
Who
Kane. He tried to throw Shane McMahon like a dumpster fire.
Man,
But
he
Shane
tried to
ended
do a
up
lot
throwing
this
him.
Kane, man. He tried to do a lot to Kane. Yeah. Didn't he try to do the other thing to him too with the card
Oh, he tried to
battery?
electrocute his nuts. Yeah.
See, that's what I ain't gonna say. I wasn't gonna say it all, but yeah. When I seen that, I was like, I don't have to see nothing else. Well, good while.
There goes your children.
I was like, I don't
There
want to
goes
never
your
make
children.
nobody that mad that they gotta think like I gotta do this to you. Like I be like, it's other ways, we can solve this. Literally.
Yeah. Kane was going nuts. But that's the thing, like everybody had their point where they just had to go insane. Kurt Angle, bestiality, that kind of, you got like you always gotta bring that up. But you got what Big Show. Big Show. I forgot what lady he had on that scaffold. I don't know why he was going crazy, but he's just like, somebody lying on me. I forgot what he was going off on. But then Kurt Angle went up there, and then he threw Kurt Angle, and then Kurt Angle was looking like one of them little.
Yeah, was that? Hey, who was that up there? That wasn't. Hey, who was that?
It was a lady up there. It was a woman up there.
Yeah, I know. I believe you. I remember. I just can't remember who it was. I just remember Kurt Angle just getting tossed, and they just like, you don't see it. You're like, oh shoot.
I just remember my mom just slightly being like, "Nah, he should be dead." But in my head, I'm like, "Well, no, he not. He bleeding from the head."
I thought he was gonna be like, Kurt Angle. What you mean?
Yeah, I was like, broke your freaking neck. I'm like, well, they did choose the wrong guy to do that, though. If they want to be realistic. No, Notorious Dom says, figured Mike was about to ask you for your social security number so he could send you $1 million. Man, exactly. I haven't heard from him since. I sent that 500. He ain't heard from him since.
That's all he needed.
I sent the 500.
He didn't. He rebuilding. I
was confused. Maybe he needed that 500 to get his life together. It's been 3 years, so he's definitely putting it to good use. What, $1 a day?
See how much you want to bet Roman was champion when you gave it to him too. Like that's how long he was champion. Like just think about moments in your life, and you be like, man, Roman was champion at that point.
Roman was champion. I never think that. You're the only person that is just like, you be in your fridge, like you be in your pantry, you got corn. It expired in 2022. Roman was champion in 2022.
when you put it in actual, plain view, you missing my point. But that's yeah.
You missing my point. But that's the thing. That's the crazy part about this. Like I sent Michael the $500. I was like, hey man, like whenever you need, just say no more. He just hee. That's it. He just sent me that, and that was it. That was the last I heard of him.
That's all I needed.
Yeah, I was like, what are you gonna do with the money? He was like, heal the world. I was like, okay, cool. Say no more. Okay. But even he shout out to Lord. He says, Dom, Mike, would you say? He said Mike would say, send me $500 US so I can send you $1 million Ugandan dollars. Man, look, I need to know how much $1 million Ugandan dollars is in US money. Because look, I'm trying to get paid. He said, Lord says Michael Jackson is alive in Chris Brown body. Nah, I don't think so. I ain't gonna make that joke. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, you know what? Knowing you, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna stop. Chris Brown don't got no Neverland.
Hey man, shout out to Street Fighter, man. That's all I got. I hold it up like I'm holding them hostage or something.
It's time Justin, and then Bad starts playing. I'm telling you, man. I'm bad. Really, really bad. I'm like, bro, please don't do this.
Hey man. It was probably that dude that be wrestling, the Michael Jackson wrestler. He was trying to get signed to like AEW. He needed money for that music.
Bro, I was hurt, man. I was like, I need that money, man. I was like, please send it back. He was like, what about us? I was like, every time I tried to say something, he just, what about us? He was holding trees. I was like, he's holding like 2 trees together. What about us? I'm like, bro, please. It's $500, Mike. I'm like, it ain't that deep. He said, Lord says $1 million Ugandan dollars is like $1.75. Look, how about this? Give me $2 million Ugandan money, and you might get yourself a deal. I'll actually let you meet Mike Jack personally, Lord. $2 million Ugandan. I'll give you the opportunity to meet Mike Jackson. I ain't gonna kill you. Well, I ain't gonna say.
I was like,
No,
I'm
I ain't
like,
trying to
this is
kill
like
you. I ain't trying
this
to
is like
like.
some old silent like threat. Like, yeah, you give me 2 million, Ugandan. Guess what? You got something coming for you. Hmm. You ever wanted to dance with Michael Jackson? You about to do it right now.
Yeah, yeah. You
You know,
ever
I
wanted
was
to dance
like,
with Mike
dang.
Jack? You
It
want to
was
dance
just
with Mike
like,
Jack?
I'm
You
like,
you
this
bad?
nigga
I'm gonna show you
dark
how bad
quick.
you are.
Oh
That's
man, I was
crazy. No, I'm not gonna. I promise, I'm not gonna kill you. It's like that's. I ain't mean that. You said you want to dance with Mike Jack. You want to
dude,
get
I
down
was like, yeah, I was like, whoa. It's
there.
like, what kind of promo is this?
What kind of
You
promo was
sure?
this person? Because I'm looking at you and I'm like, why is he looking like that? I'm like, oh wait, I ain't trying to kill you. Like I ain't trying to wish death upon somebody. Like it ain't this deep.
He said it the first time, then he walked back around.
That was insane. See, that ain't even my fault. That's all Devin's fault. We blaming Devin for that. We blaming Devin
It's my fault
for
because
that.
you told somebody if they gave you $2 million and you got their money that they be dancing with Michael Jackson. That's my fault. His words came out your mouth. It is my fault. I didn't put the words in your mouth. I was just I was just as shocked as you was.
It was an accident. It was an accident.
I
See, now
was
I gotta cut. I gotta cut this whole
was
part.
like, no, I was like this tough guy. I'm like, dang, like watch out, Lord. Like he finna come at, he coming after you, man. I'm like, this
See,
is a new side of Izzy. Like, wait, you did say, you was gonna come back, from when your trip with the face tattoos. Like, are you giving us like little peeks and bits and
yeah, I
pieces
told you.
for like two actual heel turn?
Wrestling alligators do that little roll around, but
Yeah,
they're
see,
doing
like that's gonna be your whole thing. Like you come out with a, I don't know, I take that back. But I don't know. I was thinking we was getting a little spark. This man's like, vicious, the edgier Izzy. I can see it.
and I can see
I
it.
don't want
Hey,
to, but
Justice says Q smooth criminal. Look, that's automatic, man.
I was trying to lean,
I'm
but
on my feet. Y'all just can't see it. I'm gonna just lean
see,
forward.
look
Look,
at see,
I'm on
see
my
what I'm
feet.
saying?
Y'all ain't see it though.
I believe
But
it.
look, honestly, I was gonna hit you with a quiz, but we're gonna go live over the weekend because there's a whole lot of wrestling that we have to cover. So we are gonna go live over the weekend. We are gonna tackle the book. We are gonna get into our dream match. But of course, we had a whole lot going on today, and we had fun. Had a whole lot of fun dropping the wrestling news, giving you, of course, the fun entertainment. And of course, thank you so much to Justin and Lord for popping in, the notorious Dom for stepping through, coming in, and of course, having a whole lot of fun with your brothers, with your boys. But of course, Devin, is there anything you want to say before we close this show out? Ugh.
What? You see what I'm saying? There he go again. There, see, like it's just imagine like WrestleMania. You've been waiting for this your whole life. You about the main event, and this guy come up. Hey man, it'd be kind of crazy if you go out there and lock up or you miss, and you do that. It's all because he put it in your mind beforehand. But you know what? This is what we finna do. We finna get that out of here because it's Thursday. It's almost Friday, which means it's almost the weekend. So like, I'm gonna help y'all get there even quicker by letting y'all go. I feel like a teacher. Be like, hey, I'm gonna let y'all go. I used to be like, how you gonna let me go? 3:30, I'm out of here. Skedaddle. So I'm gonna do that and hand it right back over to the number one hater in the nation. If he walk into a room full of haters, I don't know why I'm hitting my hand. They ain't got a chance. They ain't got a chance. No, you will never see hate like you will ever seen with this man. Like literally, his name is Izzy Hate Jackson Jr. Stink Meter, he ain't got nothing on this man. Not a team. So I'm gonna hand it back over to him. Isaiah Jackson Jr. I
Look,
ain't mean to give you that flat, outro. Like I was trying to hype it up, but I couldn't, find the right crescendo.
this man literally looked into the camera and told you guys to y'all face, hey, today Thursday, which means tomorrow Friday, which means we close to the weekend. Like, well, yeah. I mean, like Devin just will be looking at you.
I was
Hey,
building.
I just want to let y'all know that it's May, which means next month is June, which means it's summertime. Like, yeah.
I was building. Most of the time when you walk into a movie, okay, I'm gonna see the opening credits, then I'm gonna see the movie, and then I'm gonna see the ending credits. You
See, there
already
he go
know.
again. Here he go again. See, now I'm gonna watch a movie. Now it's gonna come to movies. You have you ever watched opening credit, but you skipped the middle and then you went to the end? You ain't get the full story, so you don't know my story.
Hey man, hey, life ain't got no rules. Sometimes you can eat croutons by themselves. Don't let nobody tell you. You can pour them in a bowl and eat them just like some chips. All right, you know they nice and light in calories for you. They
Nice
can't
and
hurt.
light. That I don't believe.
You
That
know
I
you
don't believe.
might have some mouth pain, but you'll be fine.
Huge shout out to Lord, got the smooth criminal vibes going. Look, and don't lie. He says those quizzes be hard, man. Look, those quizzes don't be hard. Justin
Hey man,
steamrolled this man. Obliterated. No, I'm just playing. In all seriousness, Devin and Justin had an amazing back and forth with the quizzes. But man, Justin getting Rico off of Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, just like so crazy.
So
Good to me. It's heat, man. Huge shout out to Get Yo. What's good, homies, man?
Oh shoot!
Get Yo. What you on this weekend? Get Yo,
on.
what did you own this weekend, brother? We got to have you on the show.
I ain't
Definitely
even
would
turn
love
the
to talk.
microphone off.
No, the microphone works perfect. Still hear you. Perfectly fine. Huge shout out to Get Yo. Definitely would love to have you on the show over the weekend if you're down, if you're free.
Yes,
Justin,
sir.
you too. Awesome show, guys. Definitely would love to have you on over the weekend too. But we know the boss gonna show up. Look, say his name, he appears. He was OG. He actually wrote that song with Joe Hendry, actually, if you guys didn't know. But like, you look, Justin's a dog, man. Justin, he's
Man,
gonna
we
show up.
supposed to tell everybody that.
Look, I'm sorry, cat's out the bag. Justin is just that talented. Justin's a ghostwriter. You know, what's that song, man?
Man. Hit him up.
He goes with that other song. What's that? I think that's a Beyonce song. No matter what I do,
Wait.
Justin goes with that song.
Dang, how you gonna do her like that? Was Kelly Rowland?
That was Kelly Rowland. Look, it was one of them. It was one of them children. It was one of them children.
He said Destiny Child was just Beyonce and Beyonce.
Replaced
by Beyonce.
No, it was Beyonce and Beyonce. We didn't know who the other one is.
I was like, dang, he just gonna take all the other members out.
There was only two members and a third. Look, huge shout out to K Michelle though. Huge shout out to K Michelle. Huge shout out to K Michelle. Huge shout out to Kelly Rowland. Huge shout out to Beyonce. I do love me some Kelly Rowland though. Kelly Rowland is a bad member. Huge shout out to Justin. Count me in. You know it. Look, I already talked about it. Rise above the live hate coming from Lord. Look, huge shout out to Get Yo.
All we do. That's all we do.
Ooh. He says, by the way, we go live tomorrow night. We doing Get Yo Rangers. Look, I do love Get Yo Rangers. I never seen Power Rangers. So if that's a reference to Power Rangers, I'm going to be scared. I never see. Look, I wasn't a fan of Power Rangers. Power Rangers was boring as hell.
That explains a lot.
I was
bored as hell.
Them little fake ass effects, man. I was over here. Right. I was in my living room moving the couches around. Go. Who's next? I was in there like. And look, I was dancing by myself. So look,
which one did you see? Because if it was that dinosaur stuff, see, I grew up. I was on that Time Force.
Time Force. Man, look,
Power Rangers.
I would see them pop up. I'm just like, man, this is so irrelevant, man. Where your Pop Harry at, man?
Another time.
I'm like, and then Scooby Doo. Then what's new Scooby Doo? I'm like, man, get out of here.
Coming after you. We're gonna solve. You naming all these bangers, man. That's like Get Yo, man. Ever since Unwritten come on, all I think of is Soul Ruka now. So I ain't complaining. But you know,
Ruka, I think of Soul Ruka even. Yeah, I think of Soul Ruka without the music, you know.
Boom.
Get Yo says, yo, Kelly Rowland with Nelly. Justice says, yo, if I have any involvement in writing Dilemma, I didn't even know. That's how talented this man is.
He didn't even know. He was like, I did that. I forgot.
He just like Lil Wayne. He just like, look, you ever heard Lil Wayne's recent interviews? I don't even remember right now.
That's Justin, man. You forget it. Like, so you forget how far, you know, you be like, I ain't do that. Ain't no way I was that cold.
Well, ain't no way I was that cold. I actually just made it up on the fly. Time Force was fire. Yeah,
see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Look, I'm sorry.
See what I'm saying?
Power Rangers, awful.
Hey, watch out, you know.
Awful. Scooby Doo.
When I come on here with a Power Rangers Time Force mask, don't say nothing. You know.
Hey, since we're going over cartoons, Garfield, awful. Like, you know, and we just naming off these random
Right. I always
cartoons.
thought he was just. I ain't never really. I like the
Ben 10,
movie, but
awful.
off Ben 10. Which one? When he got older or when he
Both.
was younger?
Both.
Oh, come
Every
on
time Ben
now.
10 had that watch, every time he had to watch on, it was awful. I'm sorry. And that was pretty much 90% of the episodes.
All right. I don't
So
know,
they
man.
make
This
me
man
sick.
life is already kind of.
See, now my phone ringing. See, now I'm in trouble. It's
See,
seniors. See, now I'm in trouble. It's
see,
your fault.
because he out here spitting blasphemy. Somebody had to put a stop to it. I tried.
Somebody put a stop. And so it just
Yeah.
happened to be my father. It's happening with
We
my
had to call in the big guns, man. I was trying. I was just like, hey, we need help.
well, we need help.
Assistance here.
We need help. He said he didn't like Ben 10. You gotta call him now. You gotta
Right now,
call him now.
you gotta chew this man out right now. I'm sorry. I don't
Sign
wanna.
Force had a PS1 game which was goaded.
It did. I swear. Oh my god! I ain't mean to get all excited and pop for that, but it did. It promised me. And I lost it at my babysitter's house, and I've been sick about it to this day.
And they've been
Oh
playing it
my.
ever since.
No, I hate you. No, I promise you. Ben, I can't even talk because I thought I was the only person that played that game, dude. I promise you
Did
that
y'all have
that
Jimmy
is
Neutron?
the
Of
same.
course we had Jimmy Neutron.
Yes,
Yes.
I had on my Game Boy Advance. That's how much I love that thing.
That
You know,
love me some Jimmy Neutron.
everywhere.
It gave me nightmares. I forgot what because I felt like I was I forgot what scene it was. But it was a level where it was something related to the bubble that you were in. And I got stuck. I had a dream I got stuck in the bubble, that little bubble that he was just bouncing on.
He woke up. He said, then I
Yep.
woke up.
Get Yo says Kids Next Door was dope. Hey, Kids Next Door was fire, man.
Hey man.
I used to play that game. I forgot what game. I can't explain it. But I just remember
Man, them
that
Cartoon Network games on the computer was fire, man. That Teen Titans game.
that Teen Titans game was sick.
I was sitting in that chair in the library putting the beatings, man. They was telling me
the
shush.
break.
I'm like, hey, I'm trying.
But in the library, I'm like, man, they don't want me to fight people. I'm over here playing Lilo and Stitch. I'm over here making my sandwich, catching it in midair.
Hey, I'm sorry. I mean, since we talking about, I would be hyped for that movie, but I think they really missed out, making Bobby Lashley Bubbles.
They definitely did. You honest. You are.
No, come on. I was sitting here like thinking like that's golden right there. Like you can't let that go. And guess
you can't
what?
let that go, and they let it go. He's like, and they just let it go. Honestly, they definitely missed out huge. But we're missing out huge. We are just so over. But we will be back over the weekend. Thank you guys so much for tuning in before Devin passes out in this mask. As we said, 5 minutes. We already.
Hey man, we got that endurance. What are you talking about?
The endurance.
Yeah, I mean, I do got like a good minute left in here.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys